Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's story took place in Libya. A young Libyan man went to the police station of Medina Souk Juma of Libya, located in the east of Trablus, the capital city of Libya. He explained that his brother had passed away, and the report of the forensic department showed that there was a doubt that the reason of the death was adding poison to a certain medicine. This means that there was a suspected criminal. The police here received the report and they started the investigation immediately. They questioned if his brother was on any specific medicine. He said yes, his brother was suffering from disease which was related to colon and colon polyps, which is an inflammatory bowel disease, and therefore used to take medicines, somewhere herbs or additional traditional medicines, which because he actually used to complain every now and then that he was in severe pain, and they watched him using this and that medicine every now and then, which also involved, again, herbs and medicines from pharmacies. They didn't know which medicine, to be exact, led to his death. And if certain medicine consisted of poison, actually, why would a medicine consisting of poison or poisonous would be sold? And if it would be the reason of his death, he wouldn't be the only one dying of such medicines being sold online or on social media or in pharmacies, or even if these were the traditional medicines. And they thought if the medicine was expired, wouldn't that have given him some symptoms before killing him directly? So nothing actually made sense. So they said that if he had any enemies, and they explained that his brother was a very kind man. And he never had a fight with anyone. People actually loved him. And on the other hand, he was a bachelor. Why am I saying this? Because there are stories where a woman would be behind the death of her husband or fiancé or whatsoever. He was unmarried, and therefore they started an investigation, searching, of course, for suspects. And here they couldn't find one. Who could be the reason of his death was exactly not known, because they were looking close enough. The people around him, his co-workers, his neighbors. And again, when they didn't find anyone, they said again, he was a bachelor. Maybe he wanted to marry someone. Maybe someone really liked him. They found out that before a year or so, he did wanted to marry a woman, but this woman now was not in contact with him for a long time. And she lived far away in the area called Abu Salim in the south of Trablus. Talking about Abu Salim in Trablus, it's a very different story. This is a place, Abu Salim is a place, where in a prison almost more than 1,000 people were killed during the region of Gaddafi in 1996, when the special forces entered the prison and started shooting randomly, where they killed more than 1,000 people or prisoners or more. Anyways, back to the story. The girl they were talking about didn't or was not in any contact whatsoever with the man again. So they did take his phone. They found out that he had contact, or his last contacts, from his last contacts, that there were some strange numbers. So they summoned the person whose number was actually in his mobile. And the man here was panicked, and he said that I didn't do anything. I have no relation whatsoever. They asked him to calm down and said that you have no relation whatsoever, but do you know this man who lives in this specific area or place? He said, I remember. I had delivered a medicine to this house. He said that he worked as a delivery man, and here the man who died had ordered a medicine, and he delivered it to him, and that's it. After knowing that, of course, they arrested this man in order to investigate more. The brother here, the person who died, his brother, was clever enough to keep all the medicines after knowing that the forensic department included that the reason could be a medicine which would consist poison. So here he took all the medicines and kept it at home, and then later submitted it to the forensic department. So there was a specific medicine which had been poisoned, or had showed that it consisted of poison. Here they took this medicine and went to the man, of course, who was in the prison, asking him if this was the medicine that he had delivered. And here he said yes, this is the medicine I had delivered to the man, which was given to me by a doctor, of course. There's a doctor involved, and it was a lady. But he said I didn't see her because the moment he had to deliver, a man came to him claiming that a doctor has given these specific medicines or medications for a man and you have to deliver it who was sick. And of course, he got paid, and that he was just paid for his delivery, and no other information was given. After a time period, they suggested that why wouldn't they check his social media? So mostly these days, what happens is that products are being sold through different apps, for example, from Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, to buy specific medicines or and any other social media account, which could lead to find who the doctor was or the messages between the man who had died and the doctor itself. So at the beginning, so they did find, and at the beginning of the conversation, they introduced each other, and then later he said that he was suffering from a disease and his colon, and she asked him the symptoms as any other doctor could, or the reports and everything related, to actually show that it was the doctor from the other side. Sometimes stories could be a reason of awareness that people shouldn't order food supplements, medicines, and any other product actually online, because medicines, for instance, are actually sold in pharmacies, which is a reliable source for any person having a certain disease. He said her that whatever symptoms he had and everything related, so that she could give him the medicine which could benefit him, and therefore she said that this is the price of the medicine, and the medicine would be delivered to him within few days. So they took the account and gave it to the electronic crimes, which any criminal activities involving the use of computers, illegal transfers to whatever had happened with this man. And so here they identified that the woman they were searching for, we can name her Abir, was also from Libya. They found her contact number and of course arrested her. So again, the man who died was suffering from a specific illness and therefore was searching for medicines. This does happen, that when a person gets sick, really tries to get the medicines where people advise here and there that this person would be better. Overall, if you enter the social media, you will find thousands of different remedies for one specific disease. And that can also create confusion. It can also, even if they're herbal medicines or any other medicines, it can increase the disease if not given properly or by a proper person who is a professional in his field. They arrested her and the police recognized her during the investigation, and they said, isn't she the same person the man or the victim was about to get married years before years? Because they did found out during the investigation that there was a woman, of course, and she stayed in the same place from where they found this woman here. Yes, they were shocked. They said she is a doctor, right? And if she knew the victim, why would she go online and try to help him if she could help him directly? Of course, like any other criminal, she started crying and asking that he did die, acting, I would say, stupid, as if she didn't know anything. She was like in grief that, oh my goodness, this person died. I was about to get married to this person. I knew him so well. May God bless his soul. They said that she knew the man himself, and she explained that maybe almost 2 years before they were about to get married. They knew each other well from the Facebook, and then they got separated. Means maybe they didn't want to get married anymore. So they said, okay, so here the police said, yes. So you got separated from him, and then your doctor in profession, your profession as a profession. She said, no, I'm not, of course. But they said, because your Instagram account, in your Instagram account, you're giving medical advices, and you have written in your profile that you are a doctor. But the weird part, that she was giving, as I said, medical advices, and she was asking for symptoms, and as if he was a regular patient and she was a regular doctor. But during the investigation, of course, it was clear that everything was clear. So she broke down and confessed that this victim, before 2 years or so, she knew him through Facebook, as I said, and through Facebook, they shared their pictures. And when he met her, he was shocked that this was not the same woman who was in the picture. Again, upon meeting, he was brutally truthful, saying that you are not what I have seen on the Facebook, and no way that he would marry her, because he was a good looking person. And on the other hand, she was, as I said, a normal looking human being. He thought that she didn't meet his standards of looks, and he thought that he couldn't continue with her. But here, the woman, she decided that she didn't want to give up. She paid him. Actually, she paid money to this person for staying around her or being a friend at least. I would say she was blind. She started spending money like crazy on this man. After all, she knew that no way that this man is going to get married to him. Maybe she thought that she has a good personality, and after staying with her long enough, he'll find out that it's not about the look, it's about what's inside. But that's not how it works. Not every time. Or maybe it's just in movies. So yes, after she had to pay him every now and then, maybe someone can get used to this thing and actually take an advantage of a person. And maybe he did take advantage of her, seeing that he is a good-looking person and she is not, and that she would have a friend. And again, maybe after a time period, he would know that she's a good woman and they would get married. But that didn't happen. So the fact was that what she thought that he would ignore everything after seeing that she has a good heart didn't happen. After a year or maybe 2 years, the man was bored. He wanted to end it all, whatever was between them. And she collapsed and started crying that why would he leave her? I mean, it was clear that from the very beginning, she was literally paying this man to meet or stay around her. So, of course, he didn't wanted that kind of relationship anymore. He had no feelings, and he said he had no feelings for her whatsoever. So here she started hating him more than ever. And of course, that called for revenge. She knew that, of course, after a year or so, she knew that this man is suffering from a disease, and she also knew that he had an account. So she created a new one claiming that she was doctor, and she posted several posts claiming or showing that she knew how to treat this kind of disease. The man, of course, upon searching for anything that could help him through Instagram, found her account, found the pictures which were very appealing for him, that there are medicines which can cure this kind of disease very easily. And of course, he got in contact with her, and she said that she was a doctor in one of the hospitals in Trablus. She, of course, made that up. So she would ask questions, or a regular doctor would, and ask for blood reports, everything that shows that he was suffering or how bad it was. So she said that she had a specific medicine which would treat him. And of course, he didn't see her, so actually thought that she was a real doctor, yes. Well, she made sure that the medicines were really present in the market or in the pharmacies. So she bought the medicine, mixed it, of course, with poison, and sent it through the delivery. Which then, when it got delivered, the poison was, of course, of rats and rodents. And he did take the medicine maybe once or twice and died immediately after that. The investigation took 4 months, and the woman was arrested and sent to the prison. Can clearly be the ending of something. She knew that this is going to happen, or would have at least predicted. But she was, again, literally blind, and she ended it. The way of all the hatred that was built in her heart made her poison the man, which she thought would be the revenge. But there's no crime which is complete. And this also reminds us of a Syrian woman whose husband left her and went to Jordan to work. So his wife used to send him food items from sweets and other things which consisted of poison, and which he ate, including other men, and who were from Egypt, and they were also working in Jordan, and they were his friends, and all five of them died because she had hatred towards him. So she actually sent, claiming that this could be a gift to her husband, which ended up taking his and the other four people's life, innocent people's life. So it's all about awareness, and it's all about trust. So don't trust anyone, especially people online. There are predators, that there are women who act as men and vice versa, or elderly men claiming to be kids, because you cannot actually see or identify the person just by sending a message or a conversation. Thank you for listening, and please do not forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel.